Hey, what's up? Welcome to Revolutionary Living. I wanted to try my hand at recording some videos about some of the things that I think about, some of my thoughts, some conversations that I have with other people, and just, I guess, just expressing myself and sharing some of my ideas and some of the things that I'm experiencing throughout these seasons of my life. So, welcome. I have titled this Revolutionary Living. I believe that in a world that does not see us as human, in a world where sometimes we don't see ourselves as human, it's important that we understand the importance of living. Oftentimes we find ourselves or we come from backgrounds where we have had to just survive. And so when you experience what it is to actually live, that we deserve that. That is our birthright. We should not have to live a life of survival. We should not be indoctrinated into belief systems that state that if we are surviving, then we must be doing something right. If we are living, then we must be experiencing something else that is not good. I don't believe in that. I think that our birthright is to live. We should not have to worry about how we are going to eat from day to day. We should not have to worry about how we are going to provide for ourselves and keep a roof over our heads and how we are going to earn our money and how we're going to take care of our families and our children and our parents as we get older. So, revolutionary living is to me a birthright. It is as long as you keep on living and you keep defying the odds, you prove to the systems and these folks that don't see us as human that we're not going anywhere. No matter what you throw at us, we are going to figure out how to live and not survive. And we are coming for everything that is ours. Everything that was stolen from us, everything that we deserve, we are coming for it. So I'm excited about embarking on this. So let's get on into it. I'm going to start off with where I am right now. Currently, right now, I am unemployed. I have worked 16 plus years in the corporate sector of healthcare, um, from entry level until recently embarked into leadership. And so I have had many experiences. I have always been outspoken and vocal. High school, I was voted most outspoken. So I am true to who I am. As I've gotten older and I moved from New Jersey, Patterson, New Jersey, to Atlanta, Georgia, now in Decatur, Georgia, I have been enlightened. I have made relationships, friendships, and acquaintances with people that are in the movement that are actually doing the work. Grassroots organizations that don't just show up when something happens to us, that are actually diligent and consistent in doing the work. And it just really shed some light on a lot of things that I wish I had actually experienced when I was younger. And so, now currently being unemployed, not surprised. Definitely knew that my time was coming. However, I am surprised in how it was done. And so let's shed light on us. Let's talk about us. We talk a lot about outside forces. We talk a lot about people on the outside who contribute to the hardships that most of us have come from and continue to live through, right? The systems that are set up for us not to thrive. Those systems that only want us in a survival state of mind. They don't want us to know what it is to live, right? We've heard about history where our ancestors and our great grandparents, our grandparents, even for some of us, grew up during a time. Some of us are not too far removed from slavery. Some of our grandparents were actual slaves, and great grandparents were actual slaves. And so we hear about history where there were affluent black communities that were doing exceptionally well, right? Educated, entrepreneurs, right? Really had wealthy communities where white folks went into those areas because they just don't want us to live. And so they went into those areas and they burned down, they killed people, they stole land and all of the things. And now the descendants of these same folks are living in houses that were passed down from generation to generation, right? Are afforded money where it's passed down, or trust funds and all of the things that they're experiencing at the hand of their ancestors, stealing, killing, and lying on black folks, right? And so now here we are, 2025, and we have the same slave mentality. It is amazing to me that in these spaces, especially in Atlanta is the mecca of blackness, right? There's so many black people in positions of power, male, female, women, men, um, heterosexual, LGBTQ, all of the things, black folks that really are in positions of power, if you will. And so it was just interesting to me to encounter, number one, young black folks that are in positions of power, directors and managers and all of the things, who, number one, gatekeep. They don't put forth the effort and intention to be their best selves. And then they don't want to share information with anybody else because they don't want anybody to come for their position, right? Then you have those who are directors, and corporate directors, VPs, and all of the things, and they do whatever it takes. They are all things to all people as long as it gets them where they're trying to go. People who lack character and principle, who look like us, right? And they encounter young black folks younger than them and some older than them. They encounter other black people that want to learn and want to grow and want to know, what did you do? What can I do? Can you teach me what you know? And they come across with this mindset of, I had to figure it out myself, you figure it out yourself, and they don't want to help other people. Or they're intimidated because they see what they perceive to be you walking through life with a level of confidence and principle that they wish that they had. And so instead of learning from you, because we all can learn from each other, instead of learning from you, they tear you down, they manipulate, they use microaggressions to downplay your contributions. And so it is just interesting to me. I find myself unemployed in this position because there was no other way. They could have fired me. Georgia is an at-will state, so I could have been fired, and it would have been what it was. However, I think because I made it known, my feelings of having no support from my colleagues on my leadership team, I also made it clear that I felt like there was some racism involved in a lot of the decisions and conversations behind the scenes that were taking place. I think that these businesses know, they want to avoid lawsuits as much as possible. And so the next best thing was, fiscal year is ending. We got to lighten the load. Let's sneak in some people in here that, even though they're not supposed to be on that list, let's go ahead and sneak them in there. This is our best chance and opportunity to get rid of them. Not a problem. However, in this climate, are you nuts? As a black person, black women, are you absolutely kidding me that you would put your own in a position because of your own insecurities, that you would stoop so low as to put somebody in a position of being unemployed and possibly jeopardizing their livelihood and possibly turning their life upside down in this economy, in this political climate? And so I'm assuming that the mindset is, well, next time they'll learn just to be quiet. Next time they'll learn their place. Next time they'll know that, they'll just do as they're told. You have embodied the mindset of the oppressor, and you are helping further the same systems that were built to keep us back. And so it's real, you hear people talk about it and you're like, it is a real, there are black women and black men. And I'm going to come back around to black women. We talk about championing black women and making sure that that black women are heard and making sure that they have a seat at the table and all of the things. And that is true. However, there are some black women out here who are tyrants in the workplace. They lack integrity. They have no character. They are intimidated. And they are all things to all people. Whoever they need to be to get where they're trying to go, that is who they are. And so it is just interesting. I've embarked on this. I've been experiencing it for a couple of years now. Well, for several years now. However, these last 3.5 years or so, I've experienced it more so. When you have people that are looking to better the lives of young black people and help them to figure out what it is that they want to do. When you have black folks that are out here putting in the work, grassroots organizations that are out here going into the communities, fighting for food deserts in their area, working with urban farmers to make sure that people that look like them have adequate and healthy food options. When you have black people that are out here who are actually advocating for universal health care, who are actually advocating for fair wages and all of the things so that people can afford to pay this high rent, and you purposely set out to sabotage by calling protesters all kinds of names, people that look like you, and putting out there the assumption that they don't work and they don't do anything and they just out here disrupting, or you're upset because you have strong-willed black folks in corporate America that are not going to shuck and jive and play the corporate game. Absolutely, we could dismantle some of these systems if we work together. We absolutely could. Absolutely, our dollars could definitely make a difference and a change if we stuck together and we took that money and funneled it back into our communities. If we taught each other the importance of having pride and self-respect and not selling yourself for money and accolades and all of the things. Absolutely, we could have those same towns and those same affluent communities that were, thriving um, before. We could definitely have those things. So those are my thoughts. My first video, I don't want to make it too long. I don't want to lose, my audience if I have one. But I definitely want to have conversation and really be real about us so that we can most definitely move the needle, especially in this climate, because we are heading for and already are in a civil war. And so, who are you going to be during this time? Are you going to be the Samuel L. Jacksons of Django and selling out your own people just so that you could stay in the house? Are you going to, be the one to serve up your own people to be executed and annihilated? Who are you going to be during this time? I am no longer interested in convincing people that I deserve to be here when they don't even see me as human. You can't convince somebody who does not see you as human that you deserve clean water. You cannot convince somebody that doesn't see you as human that you deserve universal free healthcare. You cannot convince anybody who does not see you as human that you deserve to live and not survive. So we should no longer need to try to convince or prove to people our humanity. They don't see us as human, and they never will. And so the best way that you fight against this is to keep on living, healthy living. That's mentally, physically, and emotionally healthy, revolutionary living. So keep on living. Keep on living. Learn how to live and not survive. Learn what it is to truly live. That is our birthright. That is our birthright. So I appreciate you tuning in. I hope that you continue to give me an opportunity and a chance. And I hope you like what you heard. And talk to you next time. Bye.